Let's begin by getting centered. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Let the eyes relax back to the back of the head. Breathe in and out of the mouth. Breathe in and out of the nose. And see if you can elongate the breath. The inhale being full and free. The exhale being complete. And then we'll start to guide the breath into the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi means victorious. And this is where we breathe deeply in through the nose and direct the breath through the back of the throat, and then slightly contract the back of the throat. One of the easiest ways to explain this is to imagine that your nostrils are straw and that you're sucking in a really thick milkshake towards the back of the throat. And you allow that to make a windy ocean kind of sound. And then you push that breath back out through the nose with that same kind of breathy sound. And if for any reason the breath eludes you today, just breathe deeply in and out of the nose. But this Ujjayi breath can be practiced throughout the whole class. You'll find that it's gently energizing. It's very, very clean for the body, cleans out stale energy. And then after your next exhale, go ahead and open your eyes. In class today, we're going to do some variations on 3 different poses: child's pose, down dog, and Trikonasana, triangle pose. So let's start with child's pose. Let's start with a traditional child's pose with the thighs parallel and the arms wrap back behind. Now notice as you let the front of the shoulders Relax towards the earth. The forehead start to descend. If you need support for the forehead, bring a block underneath you. If you find that the hips and the legs are too tight, you could always draw a blanket underneath to make this more accessible. Take a few breaths here. I really want you to feel the expansion in the upper back body, that curving space. Like the shape of a tortoise shell. And then inhale and lift the head, lift the heart. We'll take a break for a moment before we come back to a different variation. Step the right foot through, come to your low lunge, and let the hips sink forward to deepen that lunge. Start to roll the shoulders back and down. Take a breath or two. You could practice that Ujjayi breath. Shift the hips back, step the right foot back, step the left foot through, low lunge. And then let the hips shift back, draw that leg back. Our next version of Balasana or child's pose is a wide-legged child's pose. Glue the big toes together, walk the knees wide, sink the hips back. Start with the arms extended forward and let the belly and the chest and the chin start to drop towards the earth. You'll notice that the back has a different shape to it, more of the shape of an arch. This is an easy one to overstretch the shoulders, so you could always fold the arms. And then just notice how this is different. It stretches the glutes in a different way. Certainly the insides of the thighs are activated, outsides of the hips. And now you can start to walk the hands over to the right side and place the torso onto that right thigh. Place the left hand on top of the right. So now you've added a twist, but you're going to emphasize energetically releasing that left sit bone down a bit more. So even though you're bent to the right, we give a little resistance with that left sit bone. The back of the neck is relaxed. You'll walk the hands in through center and now over to the left. Same thing. Right hand comes on top of that left hand. And then put a little bit of emphasis on that right sit bone. Breathe into the right side ribs. And then walk the hands back to center. Lift the hips up, walk the hands even more forward. We'll come out of this for a moment. Come into a modified up dog. The heels come in towards the glute, knees bent, of course, big toes glued together. The knees are still wide. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a few breaths. And then moving the hips backwards, come out of it. We're going to come back to a wide-legged child's pose. So you can simply drop the hips to the heels. Keep the right hand extended forward and slide that left hand underneath, threading the needle coming down onto the left shoulder and the left side of the head, looking out over that right arm. I'm sorry, under that right arm. That's a beautiful twist. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Plant the left hand, slide the right arm down and through. Drop the head. And then inhale and come up. Walk the knees back to parallel. Come up a little bit, lifting the hips, tuck the toes under, and sit back into broken toe pose for just a moment. So we're going to do a variation that I love in child's pose, which is a combination of broken toe and child's pose. You're going to tent the fingertips forward, extending the arms all the way out. Sink the hips to the heels, the toes are tucked under. So the arms are fully lifted. You may find this a little bit easier than the regular broken toe because some of the weight is placed onto the upper body and the hands. It may be less intense. You get all of this expansion underneath the arms. And then just feel how free that makes the lungs. On your next inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, come upright, untuck the toes, draw the thighs even closer together. Walk the hands backwards and see if you can get a stretch for the quadriceps here. So you can simply keep the lower legs down and grounded and lean back. If you want to make this more challenging, I love this. Go ahead, lift the knees up. And so you're on the top of the feet. You're getting this deep stretch for the tops of the feet, the ankles. You're stretching still the quadriceps. Perfect. Good. And then come back upright. Walk the hands forward. Make your way into down dog. So start in down dog. With pedaling the feet. And then straighten both legs. Can you lift the toes? Can you lift each of the toes? The weight will go back towards the heels. You can even spread the toes a little bit. They may not lift very much. Just notice that stretch for the backs of the legs. And then plant the toes and come up way onto the tip tops, heels lifting towards the sky. So this is kind of like a broken toe pose in down dog. And then relax that, bend the knees, touch it down. Let's take a break out of down dog for a moment. Walk the knees just slightly wide. Inhale and circle that right arm back. You can touch back to that heel and then circle back around. And now the left side. Getting a little twist here and around. One more time. This time, if you want to keep the hands down, you could come into camel pose, either the hands back behind the back or the legs, or onto the blocks or onto the heels. And then coming out of it, plant the hands once again, come to down dog. Walk the big toes together. Inhale, the right leg lifts. You're going to come to a three-legged down dog, but it's important for this variation to keep the hip points down so that right leg is not going to go very high. And place that foot down. And now, left side. And place that foot down. Walk the feet up and wide. Use the heels of the hands to keep the weight back. So you have a little bit more weight in this version of down dog into the back body. Pick up the left hand, cross it over to the right, look underneath that right arm. And then plant that left hand and switch. And again, the right side. The left side. Plant that right hand, walk the feet back, drop the knees down, and come to child's pose. This child's pose, we're going to have the hands clasp back behind the body. The hands are going to lift up away from the body, squeeze the shoulder blades together so the head drops down as the arms lift. Some of you, the hands will only come a few inches off the body. Others, the hands will look more like they're over the head. And then release that. Inhale, roll the spine up, roll the shoulders back and down a couple times. Walk the hands forward, come back to your down dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale back to down dog. You're going to do that 9 more times. Take a break when you need to. And then release the knees down. And sit back in any way that's comfortable. Take the arms out in front, cross the left arm over the right, backs of hands together, or palms. Lift the elbows up, take the hands away from the face. Inhale, open it up, cactus arms plus the hands go past the midline. And now change the cross. Once again, elbows lift, hands away from the face, pull the belly in a little bit, drop the shoulders down, even though the elbows lift. And then open it up to cactus arms and elbows come further back. Perfect. Walk the hands forward, come to your down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts to a three-legged dog. This time, open the hip to the side. Enjoy that reach of the right toes up to the sky, the left heel descending. Inhale, step that right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to make our way into triangle. Drop the back heel down, straighten the legs, turn the heart to the side. Now make sure that you're steady with the feet and go ahead and let that top arm come back. But just don't throw the arm back. Really let the left shoulder, the left part of the chest move past the midline towards the back, reaching back. That feels so good. And then soften that front knee and feed that arm down and through. And so now you're curving in and you're inhaling, turning the heart to the side, letting the hand come past the midline. And exhaling, feeding that arm down and through that right leg. Maybe 1 or 2 more times. And then inhale and take that arm back up to a traditional triangle pose. And then bend that top elbow, wrap the hand back behind, create a bind. So you're reaching for the opposite thigh. That left shoulder rolls back and down. You take that left shoulder away from that left ear, extend the crown of the head out. And then soften that front knee, pivot and turn, plant the hands, step back to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, Open the hip to the side, let the right heel descend. Three-legged dog. And then step the left foot through, block to the outside, plant that right foot. Here's your triangle pose. And so in general, that front heel kind of lines up to the arch of that back foot. You'll notice that with the alignment of the back body, that the hip, the knee, and the toes kind of all go to a diagonal. They're all lining up together. And let that top hand revolve back, open the heart more. See if you can keep that steadiness and that balance, even though the top part of the body is leaning back. And then feed that arm down and through. You can soften that front knee as it reaches under. Inhale, it comes up and back. Exhale, down and through a couple times. And then bringing that hand back upright. This time we'll wrap it back behind, creating the bind. Roll that top shoulder back and down. Inhale, the arm comes back up. Soften the front knee, pivot and turn on that back foot. Plant the hands. Step back to down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts to a three-legged dog. Step the right foot through. Get your block handy. Come to your triangle pose. Straighten both legs, turn the heart to the side. And then step it up into your half moon. As best you can. Oops. My half moon is wobbly today. And then take a big step back through your triangle pose. And then pivot and turn back to down dog. One last time. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step the foot through. Triangle. And then balancing on the left foot, come into half moon. Bend that front knee, elegantly step back through down dog. And then pivot and turn, step back to, back to triangle and then back to down dog. And then touch the knees down. Come to a seated position. If you'd like to do a final pose for a cool down, you could do a forward fold or bridge pose. Take a moment to sit in silence. And then you can open the eyes, bring a little bit of movement to the body. Hands to the heart. Namaste.